Thunder. It's your birthday, bud. What's up, guys? So today is Thunder's birthday. So it was 2 years ago today that I got the text that this guy hatched and that he would be soon on the way. So even though Thunder, of course, doesn't know that it's his birthday, and even if he did know, he probably wouldn't care because it's got nothing to do with his survival and nothing to do with his daily routine of just being a monitor lizard and staying alive. It's a lot of fun for me to just think back about 2 years ago with all the progress that I've made with this guy. And it's also fun for the subscribers and the people who've been watching as well, because we've learned a lot in the past 2 years. I've learned a lot just dealing with Thunder and getting the experience of dealing with him as a keeper. And for people getting ready to get their Ackie miners who've been following the channel and who've been watching Thunder in the last 2 years have also got a chance to actually see a Varanus acanthurus that a person has from the day they brought it home up into his 2 years of age, where you can clearly see that there's been a lot of progress made and that this little guy here is now a very personable, thriving pet. So yeah, guys, this video is basically for me, for the subscribers. Is it really for Thunder? And he's going to benefit from it because, of course, on his birthday, he gets a nice little treat. But other than that, does he know it's his birthday? Nah, he doesn't care. But it's fun for us. So anyway, guys, enough with all the disclaimers, but let's have some fun. So since it's actually snowing pretty hard outside and it looks like I'm not going to be able to get to the shop to get this guy any extra food, I decided to give him a little home cooking today. So what I have today is some mealworms. Now these mealworms that I have been gut loaded on a variety of fruits and veggies and some good old-fashioned powdered gut load. Now this is a feeder that I don't really feed too often. Mealworms isn't really his staple. What Thunder will normally get is dubia roaches are the bulk of what he'll eat, and he'll also get crickets every now and then. And of course I mix in the superworms, and during the summer I'll get him like a hornworm or two. Mealworms, and they fall right around that same area with the superworms. I only give these every once in a while, maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months, depending on when they're available. But I got these guys bred and ready to go off of a new stock that I made. So there you go, bud. Happy birthday to you. So yeah, guys, I just think about everything that happened the past 2 years. I just think about when Thunder was a baby and I first brought him home. And of course, he didn't know me. He didn't know my scent, didn't know his environment. So everything was really scary to him. You know, hatchling, only about 3 weeks old when I got him. And I just think about all the progress that I've made with this guy. And here's the thing, guys. No keeper ever does everything perfect. There's going to be times where you go into the enclosure and you might open the door a little bit too fast. There's going to be a time where you're getting a little impatient. You're like, hey, well, you know, maybe the animal's going to show some signs of it starting to tame down and starting to get used to your presence. And then you might be like, okay, well, maybe now I'll try petting this animal. Maybe now I'll try to feed it with tongs. And you might push your luck a little bit too early. It happens. But the main thing is consistency and knowing when to tread back a little bit. Sometimes once you've made a mistake and you've made your animal nervous, you have to look at the situation and say, okay, I got to give this animal its space and time to calm down and process what happened and maybe start over again from scratch, where the animal's all right with seeing me through the enclosure and seeing me in the enclosure without going near it, right? So you do these things to reestablish the trust. And then when the animal gets curious again and starts approaching you, then you want to start doing things the right way. You want to make sure that you're not trying to grab the animal. You're not approaching it above its head. You're not making any loud noises. You're not approaching the animal if you've dealt with something at work or with your family and you're like ticked off or something like that. Those are mistakes that you don't really want to make, because when you do stuff like that, your taming process is going to be prolonged. It's just going to happen. Because if your animal gets scared of you, then it's going to start to lose trust. But the main thing is that you don't keep repeating these bad habits over and over again. So don't forget, guys. Don't forget to... Whoop. You really went for that one. What's up, buddy? Yeah, so Yeah, but yeah, so I just think about everything that we've been through. And it's been a lot of fun the last couple years, guys. Like, I look back at like a lot of the videos that I've had, the ones where I showed you guys everything that I feed Thunder personally and the diet that I give him. And I look back at other videos where I had him basically eat off the top of my hand right by my wrist in the beginning, just to get him used to approaching me for food. And then, of course, tongue feeding, all those different things, to the point now where whenever I come home from work, this little guy will come from right behind that corner over there, and he'll just lay here and bask. Hey, easy, easy. See, he thought I had food. See, I'm not sticking out my finger. I'm not thinking he's gonna have something that he can grab. My hand also smells like food, and it smells like calcium. So being careful, but I'm also showing him my hand. That way he can clearly see there's nothing there. That way we don't have a mistake. This guy's never bitten my finger before out of aggressiveness or anything like that. There was once or twice when I was feeding him where he did give me a little tiny nip, but nothing too hard, nothing to the point where I was bleeding or anything like that. Almost like, hey, is this food? Checking it out. And he didn't really bite down hard, but once he noticed, hey, well, this isn't a mealworm, this isn't a cricket, this isn't a familiar source of food, he backed off and didn't necessarily bite me hard. So that's a really good thing. But yeah, Thunder I've had for quite a little while now, and this little guy is slowly, well, quickly becoming my favorite pet. So got all his fingers and toes, health is good, very active. He's not gaining too much weight, and his coloration is coming out really, really good. So as you guys might have noticed, Thunder has a very nice neck stripe. This stripe has really got some good coloration to it. It's almost like the brightest part of all of his markings. And if you look right here, he has a couple of spots that seem to have fused together because of the stripe. And what I'm noticing, the older he gets, the more pronounced his little spots are and the brighter they're becoming. They're really starting to take on that coloration of a true Yellow Ackie. This is for you. Uh-oh, where'd he go? Thunder, what are you doing? Thunder, okay, would you like to eat out of the, all right, can I zoom out, please? Yeah, would you like to just pick them out of here since you're being a little bit of a impatient lizard? Okay, yeah, you can just finish them up right there. Oh, man. Good boy. All right, I think, yep, that's it, guys. He finished all of them. And that's enough for today. He had like 15 small mealworms. That's enough. I don't want to overfeed this guy. Yeah, even though it's his birthday, I'm not going to overfeed him. I'm not going to be I'm still going to be a very conscious keeper of this guy's health and everything like that. But I'm sure he enjoyed that little meal, and I enjoyed spending time with him. This little guy has been a great pet so far. He's been a lot of fun to deal with, a lot of fun to interact with, and just seeing the overall progress that I've had with this animal ever since I brought him home has really got me just excited about keeping reptiles. And honestly, I thought I was already happy and very, very, smelling this calcium. But I thought I was already excited about reptiles and the hobby and everything that I was doing with all my other animals. But this guy just gave me like new inspiration when I got him, just because the way that this animal acts and its mannerisms are just far different and more advanced than any species I've ever kept. Right, Thunder? All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of Thunder's birthday. He's now 2 years old. You guys will continue to get plenty of videos on Thunder. I'm actually having one come out soon where I actually tell my experience of how I obtained Thunder and the whole process of getting him and all those different type of things. So I hope you guys like this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. And remember, I got more videos of Thunder coming later on. Everyone say happy birthday to Thunder. Peace.